Hi everyone, it's Dawn and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have a cruise ship from Norwegian Cruise Line is actually being quarantined right now and not allowed into port because of a suspected outbreak on board, and it's not the kind of outbreak that you're thinking it is. And then we also have a crew member is coming out and saying, you know what, if you're one of these people who do this on a cruise ship, the crew members are basically laughing at you and making fun of you. And quite frankly, I would never have even thought of doing this, but apparently there's one on every ship. Yesterday we had the Norwegian Dawn arrive in Port St. Louis. That is in MAJESTIC, which is just off the east coast of Madagascar. It's a small island, beautiful, lush, gorgeous island. But when they were pulling into port, they have to report to the authorities if there's any illness on board. And they did say they have a small number of passengers who have come down with a mysterious virus on board. Now, the health officials there are taking no chances, and they stopped the ship from coming into port, got on board, and then they went around and tested 15 different cabins where people were isolated and sick. And they say they will have those results of those tests in about 48 hours. Now, the reason they're being so cautious is not because they think it's COVID or even the norovirus. They think it's cholera on board. Somehow cholera has snuck onto this cruise ship. At least that's what's being reported from news journalists who are actually in Port Louis waiting to get on that ship on a press junket, and they are not allowed to get on the ship yet because of what's going on with the quarantine. And so the rumor is right now that it is cholera. It'll take 48 hours to get the test results. And in the meantime, nobody is allowed on or off that cruise ship. Either the passengers trying to get off or the passengers waiting to get on won't happen. Now, Norwegian Cruise Line is doing right by the passengers who are sitting there in the port waiting to get on board. They're actually putting them up in the hotel and covering the costs. So that's great on Norwegian. Good job doing that. However, that's going to really cause some issues for those passengers who have flights trying to fly home and everything, because like I said, it's a small island. There's only so many flights going in and out, and yeah, it's just one of those things. Now, cholera back in the 1800s was a big, big deal. Thousands upon thousands of people died from this disease, but modern times, it's, pretty well mostly eradicated, and it can be treated quite simply a lot of the times with just some simple pills and medication. However, when you're off on the east coast of Madagascar on a very small island and you don't get as many medical supplies as easily as, say, Los Angeles would do or New York City, it can be hard to get enough medication if there becomes a large outbreak. So they're taking no chances, stopping the ship. And they say people will be allowed on and off the ship tomorrow on the 27th. But of course, that all kind of relies on what the test results say and how many passengers on board are actually sick. Because they said they only tested 15, but there were more on board than that. Like I said, they're taking no chances down there. So we'll have to see what happened. I hope everybody on board is doing well and they're being well looked after. We're not used to seeing that kind of outbreak on the cruise ships. Next, we have a story about a crew member who's saying if you do this on a cruise ship, you're going to be made fun of by the crew. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from possible outbreaks that are going on to the new ships that are arriving to tips and tricks to make your trip just a little bit easier. And don't forget, on this channel and on my Just Dawn channel, if you're subscribed, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe, because you'll be entered into the draw if you leave a comment on the videos on a daily basis. Don't know what the prize is yet, only showed you one item of the prize, but it's going to be over $1,000. I'm buying things on my trips and my journeys as we go along. And once we reach a certain subscriber point, 100K, 200K on this channel and 50K on my Just Dawn channel will hold the draw, and the random generator of the comment of the day will win that prize. Like I said, doesn't cost us anything. Just have to be subscribed and leave a comment, and you might be entered into that draw. I don't even get to choose. And again, I really do appreciate it. It really does help the channel when you hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's talk about the crew member who says if you do this on a cruise ship, you're going to be made fun of. And she's talking about people walking around barefoot. Now, I'm not talking about walking around barefoot around the pool area. Everyone is expected to do kind of that. Or on a shore excursion, frolicking in the sand, walking along a sandy beach in the water in your bare feet. They're not talking about that. They're talking about walking around everyday places on the cruise ships, like the casino, the theater, the dining room, the shops and services, guest services, just everywhere on the ship, walking around in their bare feet. They say there's at least one person on every cruise that thinks this is fine to do. And I never even would think about walking around anywhere, like even a hotel, in my bare feet at all. First of all, you never know what's on the ground that you might accidentally step on that they haven't gotten to pick up yet. Somebody could have dropped something sharp and a broken item and you get something in your feet. Not only that, can you imagine what your feet look like by the end of the day walking around on the floors and the carpet of a public space area all day? Your feet must be just jet black from dirt and soot and things like that all over the bottom of your feet. And I can just imagine, you jump on the bed and you put your feet up like this, and your other significant partner walks in, and all just see this black gook all on the bottom of your feet on those nice white clean sheets in bed. Oh, I can hardly imagine. But wow, I guess I would never even thought of this. I didn't think anyone would do it. I didn't think anyone would think of doing that. But I guess some people are. I actually saw a video the other day on YouTube about and TikTok saying that they walk everywhere in their bare feet. They don't put shoes on ever because the senses of the body, and the body is more attuned with nature. Those people that it's more spiritual, and they're walking around on rocks and cement and burning, and yes, after a while your feet build up those calluses and everything to get more firm, and it's easier to do. But boy, I don't like walking bare feet in my grass yard, let alone walking around in any public space in my bare feet, especially indoors where other people are walking and spilling things and dropping things, and I just can't imagine some of the stuff that you might pick up on your feet. Have you guys done this? Are you one of those people who will walk around on a cruise ship in the bare feet? If so, leave a comment down below. And if not, would you do it? Have you seen somebody do it? Would you have even thought about doing something like that? I know I didn't. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.